Diane, and welcome to tonight's broadcast. Tonight I am going to be sharing a little bit of some of the success stories that I just received from my March intermittent fasting for today's Aging Woman group. I think you guys are going to be pretty excited about some of the things that have been happening in that group. And I am also going to kind of share a little bit about what our upcoming group is going to be like. So if you are new, my name is Diane, and I help women find nutritional plans and fitness programs to help them look and feel their best and live their most authentic life. And for me, recently, that has been intermittent fasting. I am new to the 50s age range, and in the last couple of years, starting when I was about 47, the diets and the go-to tricks that I had been using for myself suddenly stopped working. I had been tested as a pre-diabetic. I found out I was insulin resistant, and I knew my thyroid was starting to crash on me. And all of the things that I was doing or used to doing prior to that stopped working. I was seeing a bunch of women in my age group around me going through the gamut with their doctors and testing and not knowing what, if they had all these different kind of new age diseases and things that were going on. And I just knew I didn't want to go that route. And so instead of spending time in and out of doctor's offices and being poked and prodded, I decided to take measures into my own hands and put my head down and do some research and do some experimenting and implementing. And what I found out about intermittent fasting was that it was really the new thing for women who are suffering from hormonal changes, unwanted belly fat, insulin resistant, a lot of these new autoimmune disorders, a bunch of these ailing things that we were fighting. Intermittent fasting can really be that thing that can help you get out of that without having to diet and without having to sacrifice your lifestyle in order to make yourself look and feel your best. So my goal with these videos and with these groups that I'm forming and courses that I've developed are really to help you find the best version of you and know that you are not alone, and that as a community of women all going through the same things, that we can really help foster a community where we can help each other and help us feel like we're not crazy, because we aren't crazy. This is a real thing that we're going through, and not have you feel like you have to sacrifice living a happy life to have the health that you want. And so if I can send that message to you, and I can provide an environment where I can help you by sharing some of the struggles that I've been through and sharing with you some of the solutions that I found, and even going a step farther and bringing you into one of my courses and really giving you a step-by-step approach and some one-on-one attention to really help you get yourself into a place that you want to be, then I've served my purpose. So I want to thank you for joining me tonight. It's always so nice to have you guys here, and I've actually missed you. I've been gone for a couple of days, and I had wanted to do a Facebook Live last night and do a video for YouTube, but I actually had a little accident, and I fell through the attic of my home and put my foot through the ceiling of my bathroom. So I was a little out last night, got a little busted up of a foot, and fortunately I'm here today to be able to talk to you, because it could have been a lot worse. So I don't want to go on a downer or complain about anything, but that's sort of just a little piece of me. I'm very klutzy, and I fall through ceilings and fall upstairs and all that kind of stuff. So I'm definitely far from perfect. And hopefully I can kind of share a little bit of that with you guys here, so that you know that perfection is not anything that we're aiming for. We are just trying to be the best version of ourselves every day and wake up feeling our best, and that's my purpose. So tonight I want to share with you some of the testimonials that have been coming in from my March intermittent fasting group. I think you're going to be really excited about hearing these if you're on the fence about intermittent fasting, or maybe you've tried intermittent fasting and you haven't found your groove to success, or you haven't found that like sort of secret sauce that you can kind of stick with. Then I think sticking around and listening to these success stories and some of these testimonials will be that thing that you need to kind of maybe jump back on, or maybe try a different way of doing it. I can tell you from my own personal experience that I did struggle with finding my own like kind of sweet spot with intermittent fasting, and I had to experiment with a bunch of different things. And once I kind of got my groove down, it's just the way I live now. And I want to make sure that you guys know that there's not one way that intermittent fasting works. There's not one right way. There's not a wrong way. It really does sort of take some time, being patient, experimenting with some different things, and finding what works for you and the lifestyle that you want to live, and not trying to copycat what somebody else is doing. The beautiful thing about our bodies, and especially about the female body, is that we are all designed so uniquely, different from every other woman that we have in our circle. And so the biggest relief for me, and the biggest, I think, aha moment I had with all the issues that I had with my pre-diabetic state and my insulin resistance and my thyroid that was crashing on me and the weight I couldn't lose, was when I realized that as a 50-year-old woman, I was just sort of over with people telling me what I was supposed to eat. And even if no one even bothered to ask if it was food I like to eat. They were just said, if you eat these, you have to eat these things in order to get the results you want. And I'm here to tell you that that is not true. You can eat the foods you want. You can go out to dinner with your family. You can socialize at a party. All of those things are not what's putting you in the state that you're in right now, not feeling your best or not feeling confident in your own skin. Sure, we have to pick a realistic or a rational nutritional plan. We don't want to be filling ourselves up with a bunch of processed foods and junky stuff and empty calories. But we also don't have to be so rigid that we can't enjoy the simple things in life, or we can't enjoy socializing with our friends, or we can't have dinner with our family. We can have all those things. And the message that I want to sort of scream to women about intermittent fasting is that it's really not about being on a diet, and it's all about timing your body with food so that you can get your hormones in alignment with the way they are intended to work. And weight loss is not necessarily a calories in versus calories out concept. Weight loss is all geared toward what your hormones are doing in your body. And sadly, in the diet world, no one takes the time to explain that to us. We just get a plan and we're supposed to follow it to a T. And if we don't follow it to a T, then we're weak and we failed and we feel guilty and then we beat ourselves up. And that is not what intermittent fasting is for me, and that's not what I teach intermittent fasting to be for you. My goal is to help you learn how to feed yourself, help you understand what food does to your body when you put it inside of it. I want to teach you what your hormones do for you. I want to share with you how you can make your hormones work for you and not against you, and really help you understand what our bodies are designed to do for us naturally. And if we just stop messing with the system and the cycle, then we can get it to do exactly that. So that's what we'll be doing in my intermittent fasting course. So a couple of the testimonials that I received, and I'm going to keep these anonymous because that's a very important thing to me and my groups. And just if you're thinking about joining one of my groups, I also want to let you guys know that we don't track weight loss at all, or at least I don't. I don't make you send me beginning weight numbers. I don't get you to send me beginning measurements. I don't ask for before pictures where you're, expected to put on a jogging bra and some tiny little shorts. We're over that. We're mature women. We don't need to be doing those kind of things. Or at least I don't need to get that from you. I always suggest that you should do that for yourself, because amazingly, these results come very quickly. And you'll see when I share some of these testimonials with you tonight that a lot of times we look outside of what we're doing for the reason why we're having these positive changes. And they're really very close to what we're doing. They're exactly what it is we're doing, but we don't think it could be that easy. There's no way I can lose weight and not realize that I'm losing weight. There's no way I can go down a pant size if I'm not on a diet. There's no way I could possibly be sleeping better, and I haven't really changed a whole lot in my life except when I am eating. And so those are the things that really are fascinating to me about intermittent fasting, is that we aren't focusing on any of those things. You will see changes. You will feel the weight come off. And you won't have to be so obsessed about it, and you can just go about living your life. And I think that's the best part of intermittent fasting. So I don't ask for a weight number, and we don't weigh in on a scheduled day. If you want to do that for yourself, I highly recommend that. If that makes you comfortable, go ahead and do it. But if weight loss or weight tracking throws you off balance and makes you discouraged and makes you upset, then just don't even worry about it. I am not weighing myself at all in the year 2017, and I can tell you it's the most liberating and freeing feeling I have ever had. And I don't know why it took me till I was 50 to get that, but I just refuse to get on a scale because I am a big girl. I'm a heavy girl, and that number on the scale always freaks me out. But I don't look like what I weigh. And so when I get on a scale and I see that number, it throws me emotionally off track. And that right there is enough to put your body in a hormonal, nightmare state. So if you're that kind of person, just don't even worry about stepping on the scale. Your clothes will tell you, the mirror will tell you, your friends and family will notice that something's changing in you. And that's all we need. So we don't take before pictures either, because again, you'll notice those changes when your clothing changes, or when you, are just feeling things on your body disappearing, those little bumps and lumps and all those kind of things that we get when we start to pack on that hormonal weight because we're insulin resistant. And as soon as we get rid of that insulin resistance, all those little things start to go away. So I don't ask any of those things from you. The amazing thing is all those results happen regardless of the fact that we are not focused on them. All I focus on in my intermittent fasting groups is to teach you what it means to be in a fasted state. Not starve yourself, but in a fasted state, so that your body has the opportunity to produce the hormones that it needs to help your body function, the hormones that it needs to help your body repair itself, and the hormones that you need for your body to burn its own fat as fuel. That's all we focus on. I don't tell you what to eat. I don't tell you what not to eat. You're grown women. You can figure that out for yourself. So it's super easy. It's very low stress. It's a lot of fun. There's no pressure. No one's failing. No one's feeling guilty about what they're doing. We own what we have. We own what we do. And I'm just there to offer support, my personal experience, and the information that I have through the research that I have done over the past couple of years. So here's one of the amazing success stories of someone who was not on a diet and was not tracking their weight, but just joined the group because they wanted to know a little bit more about intermittent fasting. So this is from one of the ladies in my group. I didn't know much about intermittent fasting, but I knew that I needed to find something to help me get back on track with my weight and health. I'm a 48-year-old mother of 2 boys, a wife, and a kindergarten teacher. The end of her email to me said this, which I thought was so amazing. After completing my first few weeks of intermittent fasting with Diane, I feel lighter, I have more energy, I lost a few pounds, and I pulled myself out of a pre-diabetic state. No medicine, no doctors, just changing the times of the day in which she started to eat. That's all we did. All of those results came from learning what intermittent fasting can do for your body. There was no regimented schedule. Everyone determines their own fasting window. Everyone determines their own eating window. Everyone determines their own fasting protocol. I just explained to you the benefits of each one, and you pick what is best for your lifestyle. That was one result. Another testimonial. As a librarian, I spent a lot of time reading forecasts for upcoming health and diet titles. So when Diane started referencing intermittent fasting on Facebook, it wasn't an unfamiliar term. I had read bits and pieces of the research and even looked more into a study of IF in relation to diabetes. So we have that subject come up again. At the end of her email, she states, I have noticed that I feel full faster and I feel in complete control of my health in regards to food. And now how many women can say that they feel in control of food in regards to their health and they're not on a diet? Not on a diet. All we had to do is change the way we eat. Diane's support was perfect. The Facebook group Intermittent Fasting for Aging Women was also so helpful. Other women had the same questions or concerns I did, and it was a great place to see if all the questions answered. Diane is passionate, smart, reliable, blah, blah, blah. So they just got my information. They just got my experience. They just got some nudges here and there on how they can tweak things if they weren't seeing the results that they were getting. And they all pretty much had the same sort of results. And then the last one that I'm going to share with you, and then I'll share some more with you later this week. Before joining the intermittent fasting for today's Aging Woman group, I was about ready to give up on ever feeling good about myself again. After starting to work an overnight shift 6 years ago, I had gained 40 pounds. In that time, I think I had tried almost every diet and workout plan there is and more. Then, and none of them worked. So she's tried every diet, every workout plan. Nothing was working for her. And how many of us women are feeling that way? How many times do you go to a party with your girlfriends and they all say the same things? I was at a party this weekend and all the women around me were commenting on how awful they feel and all the hormone problems that they're having and how they're not sleeping at night and they're having night sweats and they just feel like they're a mess. And that is a very sad but common state of women today who are in that 40 plus age range. We're all suffering. And I can tell you that there is absolutely no need for us to suffer anymore. We just need to stop following blindly other people that know nothing about our personal situation and know nothing about what we need as women, right? We need to determine that for ourselves, and we need to belong to a community of women who are also going through the things that we're going through so we don't feel alone and crazy. And I'll tell you, when I first started going through this, I felt very alone and very crazy because if you go to your doctor, that's exactly what most doctors tell you. They think it's all in your head and they hand you a bunch of prescriptions and they tell you to take them and go about your merry way. And I just didn't want to be that person. So the end of this testimonial, so this woman is 55. She lost 9 pounds in 30 days, not dieting. And she feels like she's totally in control of her body and her health, and she's going to continue with intermittent fasting in my May group. So super easy. The stuff works. You don't have to be on a diet. I just say stop following blindly these diet plans that people are selling to you that are not designed for you as a woman who is aging, going through very personal and very individualized things. It is our time as women to step up and really start to take control of what it is that we have going on with our bodies and what we have going on with our lives. And we need to do it not only for us, but we need to do it for our kids. We need to do it for our spouses. I know as a 50-year-old mother with a 16-year-old and a 10-year-old, I'm going to be one of those older grandmothers. And I have to take care of myself now to make sure that I'm around so I can play with my grandkids. And so that's my mission. That's my husband's mission. And I'm hoping to help you guys carry on that mission as well. So any questions about anything that I shared or anything that I said? Let me get my glasses on and I will see if we have anything. Hey, Erica, thanks for joining. Okay, Kara's here. Awesome. Gemma. Stephanie's here. Okay, no questions. Okay, cool. So any questions about intermittent fasting? Any questions about the group that's coming up in May? If you feel like you want some more information about the group or specifics about it, definitely feel free to reach out to me. I always try to put my email address anywhere I'm at, so you can definitely email address me or email message me. I get a lot of women reaching out to me on YouTube, and I so appreciate everyone who's reached out to me and asked me questions. There are a lot of women in our age group who are suffering, and we need to end that. We need to make sure that, you know, I know for myself personally, my 20s, you know, I struggled with kind of just getting my stuff together. My 30s, I sort of struggled with trying to find my place in a career and getting, for me, I was getting through college in my 30s. My 40s, I was raising little kids. And now my 50s, I kind of just want to be an adult and want to be a woman who's kind of in charge of herself and not stressed out and feeling guilty all the time about what I ate and what I didn't eat. This is my time to live in my moment and in my skin. And I think a lot of us deserve that. And so if you sort of feel like it's your time to live your life and do your thing and food's holding you back, jump in with us. It's not a huge commitment. We're a great community of people. We have people in our group from all over the world, so you'll make some really great girlfriends. I know we all leave with new friends, and that's a great part of these kind of communities as well. And I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you be successful. I'm here to share with you some of the things that I've gone through. And like I always say, if you have a question and I don't have the information, I will do everything I can to point you in the right direction to get your questions answered. So it's a win-win for all of us, and it's a great community and a great environment. So since there are no questions, I am going to jump off of here. I am about, I think, 20 minutes away from closing my eating window, so I'm going to have a little snack with my husband and watch a little TV on the couch, and then I will start my fasting window tonight until tomorrow. It's my 20-hour fasting night, which I absolutely love. It's probably one of my favorite days when I'm in a 20-hour fast. I get a lot done. My mind is clear. I'm super energized. And so I'm really looking forward to tomorrow and enjoying my fast. If you guys have any questions, definitely feel free to reach out to me. Don't be afraid. Don't suffer alone. Don't feel like you're the only one going through this. Trust me. I learned a great lesson today with my broken toe and falling through the attic. And I shared my story with a couple of my girlfriends, and I found out they're exactly the same way. They fall all the time. They fall through attics. So it's one of those things that the more you share, the more you ask questions, the more you reach out for help, the more you'll realize that there is this whole community of us women who are here, and that we are going through the same battles, and we are stronger together. So we need to unite. We need to form a nice community of women who help each other, and will share stories and offer support and make sure that we are living that most authentic life for ourselves. As always, I appreciate you guys jumping on. Definitely feel free to leave me a comment below. Throw some of those, thumbs up here so that I know you were here, and then I know that you like these kind of videos, and I will keep them coming for you. I will post a link below for the group in May. You can check it out, see if it might be something for you. If you check it out and you have additional questions, don't be afraid to reach out. I'm always available, and I love connecting with you guys on a more personal level, and I always make sure that I go in and answer any questions or comments that are here personally, so that you know that I was here and that I appreciate you. So have a super night, everyone, and I will see you tomorrow night. Tomorrow's Tuesday, and it's my daughter's volleyball night, but I'm gonna jump on anyways so that I can answer any questions that came up between now and tomorrow. Okay, have a good night, you guys. Thanks again for joining me.